This video is brought to you by America First Insight. Help support the growing conservative movement by becoming a member today. And if you want to support this channel, you can also use the code REAL when becoming a member. Thank you and enjoy the video. Well, we got some breaking news out of the great state of Texas, and I think most of you have probably heard about this by now. But for those that haven't, Colin Allred has just endorsed Jasmine Crockett for the U.S. Senate. And yes, this is real. Colin Allred, for those that don't know, he ran for Senate last year in 2024. He lost, and he was running again this year, but he dropped out. And right now, I think he's running for Texas's 33rd district. So yeah, he was a major candidate. He was the front runner, but he dropped out. But now he's not only just attacking Telrico, the other major candidate in the race, he has officially endorsed Jasmine Crockett for the U.S. Senate. Yeah, this is huge because this primary, if you look at the polling right now, has been basically 50-50 throughout most of the cycle. Emerson College, they had Telrico with the lead, but within 10 points. You had one pollster that had Jasmine Crockett with a lead, but still below 50. One was 51-43, 38-37. So basically, it's been 50-50 ever since the beginning of the primary. And the Democrat Party, they were banking on Telrico winning the primary because guess what? Jasmine Crockett is unbelievably weak. Everybody knows this. She's an incredibly weak candidate. She would get crushed against Ken Paxton, for crying out loud. That's how bad Crockett really is. But nope, the Democrat base is so deranged, so delusional, that she was already in a good position to possibly win. But now this endorsement from Allred, it might have secured the primary for her. Now, it's not a guarantee she does win, but now she's got such a large base of support. I don't think she's going to lose a primary. Again, a lot could happen the next couple of weeks, but if you're Telrico, this is awful. And it wasn't just a simple endorsement from Allred. He bashed Telrico this entire, 2-minute long video, and it was brutal. It was a disaster for Telrico. He did not need this at all. With just 1 month until the high-stakes primary election in the Texas U.S. Senate race, Democrats are butting heads, with Democrat State Rep James Telrico pushing back at allegations that he made controversial remarks about the race of his former opponent. Telrico on Monday responded to a video from former Congressman Colin Allred, who is running for Texas's 33rd district, that Telrico made comments critical of Allred on the basis of race. And yeah, that's what was alleged. Apparently, there is speculation going around that in a private conversation, he called Allred and I quote, a mediocre black man, and that he would rather run against Allred than Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, whom he allegedly called a formidable and intelligent black woman. Yeah, this is, again, not 100% confirmed because this comes from, I believe, TikTok, but apparently it seems like there is some kind of legitimacy to it because Allred immediately intervened and said, I support Jasmine Crockett. Again, we don't know for sure, but there might be some truth that Allred and Telrico, they don't like each other. Telrico's campaign told ABC News that the individual was never a member of the campaign team. Telrico has not denied the conversation took place, but has said he was taken out of context. So, yeah, that should tell you everything. That, oh, it wasn't actually 100% fake, but it was taken out of context, which more than likely it was. But here's the problem. With the Democrat Party, you can't say anything like this. You just can't. You can't just say, well, oh, he's a mediocre black guy. That's politically toxic, especially in the Democrat base where a large chunk of the electorate, guess what, are black voters. And Jasmine Crockett already was going to win a huge chunk of them. That was a foregone conclusion. But now this could get even worse for Telrico. Now, again, he can still theoretically win. He just has to have maximum turnout with every other demographic, win them by large margins. And yeah, he could still win. I'm not denying that. But now it becomes very difficult for him to win. Telrico, who is white, is running against Crockett in the Democrat primary for U.S. Senate. Allred had previously announced a Senate bid, but dropped out of the race to run for House again, saying Crockett's entering the race contributed to his decision, and basically came down to Allred. He was told he was not going to beat Tellerico. More than likely, there was a chance for Allred, but more than likely, he was going to lose. And they weren't happy about that. So they decided we're going to replace him with Crockett, who, despite the fact that everybody knows she's electorally awful, especially that general election, that doesn't matter. That part of the base of the Democrat side, they want somebody like Crockett. And when she entered the race, they realized, oh crap, I got to drop out. Even though there's runoffs in Texas, they decided, you know what? We're just going to have Crockett versus Tellerico. Allred claimed that Tellerico had the temerity and the audacity to say to a black woman that he had signed up to run against a mediocre black man, meaning me, and not a formidable, intelligent black woman, meaning Jasmine Crockett. Tellerico pushed back at the claims, arguing that the allegations are a mischaracterization of private conversation. In my praise of Congresswoman Crockett, I described Congressman Allred's method of campaigning as mediocre, but his life and service are not. I would never attack him on the basis of race. Tellerico sent in a statement posted to X by a spokesperson. What? But so why would you mention like he's black? Why would you mention that? Seriously, I don't know how you're able to say, yeah, he's a mediocre campaigner, but you have to mention the fact that he's a mediocre black guy. What do you think was going to happen? And this is the best candidate Democrats could run? Yes, he is, technically speaking, the stronger candidate of the two. He is a stronger candidate than Crockett is. That's not really saying much, but seriously, this is who's going to run for the U.S. Senate, who's supposed to be the electoral juggernaut. Tellerico added that he understands how his criticisms could be perceived incorrectly given this country's painful legacy of racism, but emphasized his deep respect for Allred. Yeah, sure. You're talking all this crap behind the scenes, but the millisecond it breaks, that's what you said. No, it's actually, I blame racism for it. Really? You can't make this up. When they say something like this, they immediately turn it around and say, nope, it's because of the legacy of racism. Really? This is your strong candidate? It's unfortunate that at the start of the Black History Month, this is what we're facing. And for Congressman Colin Allred's video, he drew a line in the sand. He made it clear that he did not take the allegations of an attack on him as simply another day in the neighborhood. Crockett's spokesperson said in a statement to ABC News, and yeah, Crockett's campaign, they have jumped on this immediately. This is what they're going to run on for the next week or couple of weeks, because now she's going to solidify his support with former Allred supporters. And now I think Tellerico's screwed. I don't see win the primary now. It seems like beforehand Crockett was kind of picking up momentum. Again, it was kind of 50-50. You know, you could argue maybe Tellerico was the favorite. But now it looks like Crockett is picking up momentum. He is slowly but surely picking up momentum. And now you have this bombshell. Yeah, it was an awful look for him. I don't know what his thinking was here. Why would you ever say that? Like, seriously? And if saying that's out of context, the Democrat Party, they don't care. If you say that, no matter the context, no matter what you meant, it doesn't matter. You're automatically bad for saying it. And I don't really know the context that can make that even better. Well, why mention the fact that he's a black guy? Like, why? So yeah, this was a disaster for Tellerico. Millions of people watched the video by now right here. Yeah, 3.7 million people as of now. They have seen the video. Many more others as well, other, tweets and stuff. So yeah, a bunch of people have heard about this endorsement. This is a game-changing endorsement. And it looks like Tellerico, yeah, he's probably screwed. At the end of the day, he's going to probably lose the primary, and Democrats are going to end up with Jasmine Crockett. Wow. You go from James Tellerico, who, yes, he was technically the strongest candidate. That's not saying much, to Jasmine Crockett. At this point, you can run Ken Paxton and you would still win by like 10 points. I'm not even exaggerating. That's how bad of a candidate Jasmine Crockett really is. Now, Telrico could absolutely win. The one advantage he does have as of now is he has a bunch of money. He can raise a lot of money. He's already raised, as of December 31st, 13 million. But Jasmine Crockett has been picking up steam, and cash on hand is basically even. So, yeah, it's not a good look for Telrico. It seems like he might be screwed, and Crockett's going to more than likely win the primary now. I think she might have been a favorite. Again, it's kind of, you could argue maybe Telrico was a favorite for a little bit, but even the polling suggests that it was close, but it was leaning towards Jasmine Crockett even before she entered the race officially. So yeah, I do think overall this is not good for Telrico, and Republicans just got a huge win because it doesn't matter if you end up with Wesley Hunt or Ken Paxton or, God forbid, John Cornyn. You're going to win that race. If it's Crockett, you're not going to lose because Crockett is such an electorally weak candidate and the Republican base despises her. Yeah, she might juice up turnout with some progressive Democrats, maybe, but in Texas, is that really enough? I don't think so. She's a weak campaigner. She appeals to nobody. And the Republican base, they're going to say, oh, hell no, we're going to vote for Ken Paxton or whoever. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, big win for the GOP. What, I cannot believe Telrico is that big of a dumbass to say that, even in private. What? Why say that? You could just say he's a mediocre campaigner and call it a day. But when you mention race, that's like a sin on the Democrat side to say stuff like that. No matter what the context is, you mention race once, you're a racist. And of course, you're trying to spin it as, oh, the legacy of racism. What are you even talking about? That's your plan in a Trump plus what, 15 state? Wow, that's a very good campaign you got there. Yeah, just very pathetic, very stupid that we even have to deal with this. But this is the state of the Democrat Party in the state of Texas, and they're going to be wasting so much money on this primary. They've already wasted, what, 20 million just on these two candidates? That doesn't even count Allred. You're talking about tens of millions of dollars just in the primary, which are still could theoretically be a runoff. It's unlikely, but there is a non-zero chance that neither candidate gets over 50. It's very unlikely. It's not a guarantee it happens, but if that happens, you're talking about even more money being wasted on this race that, if they had half a brain, they would have just cleared the field for Telrico and tell Jasmine Crockett to go away, but they couldn't help themselves, and now they're potentially stuck with a weak candidate after a brutal primary, after a disastrous collapse from Telrico. It's not looking good. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.